Hello everyone, welcome back to another Pokemon the series, the beginning episode talks. So now that we are done with the Safari Zone, as the narrator says, even though technically in the dub they skipped the Safari Zone, we're now back in the city finally, and Ash sees a giant bridge. So I immediately got the feeling that we were in the Unova region, and apparently the bridge is 10 miles long, and also you can't cross it without a car or a bike because of the fact that, well, it's way too long. Also, I don't know how long 10 miles are. I live in the Netherlands. I work on kilometers, so I have no idea. But it sounds long, so let's just say that it is long. So the gang goes out shopping for bikes, but they're too expensive. And also Misty's like, well, if someone didn't break my bike. And my thought immediately was like, if Ash didn't break your bike, Ash and Brock still couldn't get across. Your bike is a one-seater. What are you talking about? But since the bikes are too expensive, they need a new plan. So let's go to the Pokemon Center. Let's devise a plan. And since Brock is always in love with Nurse Joy, and since Nurse Joy needs help, Brock immediately volunteers, but they don't have a bike, so they get to borrow bikes from the Pokemon Center to deliver medicine to the other side of the bridge, where there is a town called Sunnytown, I think it was, and that's where the medicine needs to go. So they accept immediately the moment that they learn that they can use the bike path, and it's a shortcut for their route anyway. They're going there anyway, so it's a W. So the gang gets bikes. Brock and Misty share a bike while Ash has his own bike, and they go across the bike, and in the dub you hear the bike music. Very nice music. And as they are crossing the bike, we see Team Rocket on like a rowboat, and apparently Jesse and James came from this place. Alright, I did not know. Also gets retconned later on, because later on there will be an episode in which, I think it's actually a special, but still, there's an episode in which we get the actual meeting between Jesse and James, and they met during the Team Rocket training camp. That's where they met, so them being part of a bike gang, like, they meet, and then quickly after that they get Meowth as well, part of their team. So there's not really a lot of time to have that happen, because before that they didn't know each other. But whatever, who cares? So the gang decides to make a bit of a pit stop in order to recharge themselves. Also, it is very nice to ride a bike. I am Dutch, so obviously I know about riding bikes. We love riding bikes here. I have a problem going outside, but I don't mind riding my bike. Like, I rode my bike like twice last year, at the end of last year, to my mom's place, and I'm planning on doing that again a couple of times this year if I need to. However, as the gang wants to continue on their way, the bike gang appears, and they must have an introduction, so they immediately introduce themselves. Hello, my name is Ash. Hello, I'm Misty, and I'm Brock, and they want to get on their bike and move on, but the introduction that they mean is Poke Battle. So Ash like, all right, let's go. Completely forgetting, I guess, about the Pokemon that needs medicine, and that this is very much urgent. So the dude sends out a Golem, which I would like to have a little bit of a story about before we continue on, because Golem is a Pokemon that I actually really like. Now then, Golem is very much a sad Pokemon. In case you didn't know, it is actually a very sad Pokemon, because in Generation 1 you can only see Golem through trading. Because with Pokemon like Electabuzz and Magmar, you can get them in the other version in that sense. Or Kabuto and Omastar, you pick the other fossil. Or Venusaur, which is the starter that actually never appears in the Generation 1 games. Because in Victory Road, there are two people. One has a Charizard, one has a Blastoise, but nobody has a Venusaur in the game. But you can get them by making different choices in that sense. Or it's just a version exclusive kind of thing. The thing is that Golem can never be seen in the Generation 1 games except for trading. You have to trade in order to see Golem. I mean, in the game, I think they talk about trade evolution. And also, why are there special trainers designed for, like, the other trade evolutions? For example, we have Sabrina and Blue who have Alakazam. We have also Agatha who has 2 Gengars. And we have Bruno and the guy on the cycling road, very funny, who have a Machamp. No one has Golem in the game. I feel so bad for Golem. That's also why I put Golem on the team. Because normally Golem would not be on the team and a different Pokemon would be on the team. The first time in a only Kanto-based game where you actually get to see a Golem is all the way at the end in Ruin Valley, which is on the 6th island of the Sevi Islands. There is a Ruin Maniac there who has a Golem. That is how long it takes before Golem actually got someone to have him. The disrespect is unreal with this rock. There you go. That's a little bit of a story about Golem and why I very much like Golem and also feel very sad about it. However, normally I wouldn't use Golem because I don't like trade evolutions on the team because, you know, trading is a bit of a hassle. It's like you have to be a really special kind of Pokemon Electivire in order for me to want to trade for you. Back to the episode. So Ash sends out his Bulbasaur to fight the Golem and it uses Vine Whip, but it doesn't work, and then Golem comes in for the tackle and Ash recalls Bulbasaur and sends in Charmander, who uses fire, whose Ember is useless, but whose Flamethrower and Fire Spin actually do something, and then Golem uses a tackle, more like a rollout, but that didn't exist until Generation 2 with that Miltank. However, since Golem is right now a Fireball, they go over to the actual Bike Gang, so the main guy recalls Golem and the Pokeball heats up. And then the woman is like, I'm next. I'm going to send out my Cloyster. And then we have Cloyster versus Psyduck. Because Misty has difficulty choosing a Pokemon. When she finally decides, Psyduck just pops out. So we have some hijinks with Psyduck hurting itself to the spikes that are on Cloyster. And then, before the battle can really get going, we have Team Rocket who shows up. And it's like, oh, it's Big Jess and Little James or whatever. And, you know, they know each other. However, Jesse and James are not part of a bike gang. They are part of Team Rocket. So the bike gang wants to help Jesse and James. However, the cops arrive and go after the bike gang while Officer Jenny is like, oh, so you're trying to help the Pokemon Center. All right, I'll give you an escort. Ah, man, seems like I can't give you an escort. I got stuff to do. Bye! So the gang now has to continue on. However, a storm approaches. And it starts to rain. There's harsh winds. And it reminds me of when I went to my mom's place last year in December. Because last year in December, when I went to my mom's place, I actually went there for my grandma's birthday. There was a big storm. Like, my shoes got, like, broken because of that stuff. It was actual harsh winds, but I was on my bike with like a dog car behind my bike where my dog was in. My dog was drenched wet when we got to my mom's place, but I made it, and they also will make it. The gang keeps on riding. However, then the bridge opens up. Something I personally did not have to deal with, thankfully enough. But the bridge opens up so that the boat can go through. But Ash is not stopping for nobody. So he keeps driving and he goes up the bridge. And then Team Rocket gets dared by the bike gang to go through the storm. So the Team Rocket, they get on their bikes and unicycles. And they head off, and they also will jump the bridge. So Ash goes up the bridge, and because I've been watching too many GTA races, immediately what I think of is backflip. The Team Rocket and the gang, they both jump at the same time, but they're not gonna make it. However, Ash comes up with the idea of just using a bounce in order to make it. So they bounce off of Team Rocket's head in order to make it to the other side, which that's not how physics work, but alright, sure, why not? They make it to the other side, and they continue driving, and then the bike gang is like, aha, now you have to deal with us. And then Ash is like, you idiots, we're trying to get medicine to the Pokemon Center. It's like, alright, we'll give you an escort immediately. So the bike gang gives them an escort all the way over there, and officially the gang has now earned the respect of the bike gang. So the shelter gets its medicine, and then they come up with nicknames for Ash and Misty, and Brock goes to the woman and is like, you can just call me Honey, and get slapped. Obviously. And that's basically the end of the episode. Wow, that Golem talk took a bit long. Overall, loved the episode. I thought it was a great episode. I liked the cycling road episode a lot. I also love the fact that we finally get to see Golem. Good old Golem. I also thought the Psyduck bit was funny. But let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below about this episode. And with that being said, thank you all so very much for watching. And I do hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you're new, if you're not already. Turn on notifications, and don't forget to check out the Let's Play channel. Link in the description and at the end of the video. And I'll see you guys next time when we got a bit of copycat action. Bye!